Hello, I'm Prathyush, and today I want to talk to you about Dream Girl 2, directed by Raj Chandelier. This was a few years ago at the opening of the Kashish Mumbai International Queer Film Festival. I was perched among the audience preparing to watch the drag artist Sushant Devgekar rip onto the stage and perform. Sushant, who's also known as Rani Kohinoor, walked in from the back of the hall instead, walking down the aisle, dressed and dripping in glitter and makeup, heels and hedonism. Rani Kohinoor's performance began in the voice of a woman, like the erotic abandon of a Sunidhi Chauhan. Then, as though struck by lightning, the vocal cords somersaulted and they were singing a deep, masculine baritone. Her voice became his voice, a shimmering slippage between genders. I had the distinct feeling of experiencing something so electric, so sacrilegious. That this too is possible stunned the senses. Could the vocal cords really contort to allow this flip in the voice? But that is what drag at its most astounding can evoke, a sense of your world rupturing open, of seeing swarming possibilities take shape. Drag makes you deeply aware of your limits and holds your hand across that Lakshman Rekha if you're willing to breach it. In Dream Girl 2, these glittering, shape-shifting possibilities of drag artistry are flattened, deadened into a Priyadarshan comedy like khichdi of characters zooming past each other, running over each other, flirting between and within bloodlines across religion and age, through genders and sexuality, into the stratosphere of exhausting stupidity. Somewhere in the middle of this bustling, bumbling caravan of characters, there's a bleeding, progressive heart. But who would have the patience, the will to grasp the heart of a body that is this rotten? Because this is not just about love that knows no gender, no religion, no sexuality. It's love that knows nothing, except perhaps making a bombing spectacle of itself. Set in Agra, Dream Girl 2 is the spiritual sequel to the 2019 sleeper hit Dream Girl. The tether connecting these two films is drag. Ayushmann Khurrana as Karam dressing up as Pooja, a woman duping men into falling in love with him, with her. There's also the repeated cast of characters with some new faces and older ones axed. When we meet Karam at a Jagrata rave in the opening scene, we're also introduced in one fell swoop to his best friend, played by Manjot Singh, his father, played by Annu Kapoor, his girlfriend Pari, played by Ananya Pandey, and his girlfriend's disapproving father, played by Manoj Joshi. This film has no patience to establish anything but comical confusion, so we don't even get a glimpse of how a successful lawyer like Pari fell in love with a largely underemployed singer like Karam. Context is immaterial, chaos is essential.
25 लाख रुपए ये अगर कर सकते हो तो करके दिखाओ 6 महीने में रोडी चल रहा है यहाँ पर टास्क दे रहे हो मुझे
Pari's father gives Karam an ultimatum that if he wants to marry her, Karam must set his life in order, get a stable job and pool savings of around 25 lakhs. To get this money, Karam becomes Pooja, dons a lehenga and becomes a bar dancer, where he crosses paths with its lecherous owner, Sonabai, played by Vijay Raz. Then, through a convoluted set of circumstances, he decides to marry Shahrukh, played by Abhishek Banerjee, the son of a rich Muslim, Abu Salim, played by Paresh Rawal, who pays in handsomely for this marriage. Then there's Tiger Pandey, played by Ranjan Raj, who falls in love with Pooja over the phone, paying all the credit card debt of Karam's father. The plot thickens with Rajpal Yadav as the eternally sidelined child of Abu Salim and Seema Pava as Jumani, Abu Salim's sister, who's now going 3 divorces strong, looking for a 4th marriage. The insufferable breakneck speed of Dream Girl 2 comes from how the film is plotted. Scenes don't transition, but erupt, corrode, and then sputter. Often one scene ends with the consequences of the chaos in it left hanging. The film has too many people doing too many things. It even forgets about the pregnancy of one of its main characters. The pregnancy is merely used as a comedic setup, which then disappears, as does any mention of that pregnancy. What can you say of a film that forgets its own characters? How careless is this chaos? How desperate is this desire to please? The film thrives on trashing nonsense, a deafeningly suggestive score, and narrative convenience. People overhear other people's intimate secrets, people walk in at inopportune moments, people forget, even the film forgets. The thing I appreciate about formulas, structures, and predictable storylines is that they're so audience-facing, they're rooted in a love for the spectator. But when this love begins to look like pleading desperation, it's time to call the marriage off. The reason Dream Girl 2 never has the electricity of drag is that everyone in the film is entirely convinced that Pooja is in fact a woman, not a man dressed as a woman. There is a moment in the film where this transition from woman to man, both vocally and visually, is seen, but it is so damply shot and ruined by the editor's cut, the director and choreographer's absolute lack of dramatic imagination. There is this odd feeling watching Ayushmann Khurrana perform, especially when Pooja dances. It's supposed to be effortlessly feminine, but you cannot see past the effort, either the movements which lack grace or the aesthetic which lacks beauty. But that's perhaps an odd grouse to hold, because this is not a film that cares about beauty. The costumes are ill-fitting, the material reflects light cheaply, the music videos are blinding, full of sequins, glitter and fast cuts that clobber you into attention. With the Taj Mahal showing up as a blurred background in a balcony scene, we receive the message. Anything and everything that could lend this grotesque carnival of a film some elegance will be out of focus. Why secrete beauty when you could instead choke any expectation of it from the audience? Then at least someone is gagging.